Hey, what's going on, everybody? Ryan here, and welcome back to the channel. And this is, we have something very different today. I usually do these videos alone, by myself, talking to myself, but today I wanted to try something a little bit different. Today, I actually have a guest with me. The wonderful Crunchy Island is here with me. Hi, Sam. How are you?
Hi, I'm wonderful.
Oh, man. Was that okay?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
That was great.
Perfect. Thank you so much. For those that
This was
don't
Ryan's
know,
fourth try doing
yes.
the intro.
It was a
No,
bit of
just
trouble.
kidding. It was his first.
If you don't know who Crunchy Island is the creator of a ton of awesome full island mazes that he's hosted over on Twitch amongst a ton of different creators, including myself and other YouTubers. I think you were even featured on Kotaku at one point for one of the races.
What's that?
Wait, what?
What's Kotaku?
Wait, really?
Yeah, what's that?
I thought you were featured in an article at one point. Do you not remember this?
Polygon did an article.
Oh, Polygon, not
Yeah.
Kotaku. That's what it was.
Oh.
Jesus Christ.
I don't even know what
you
it
can
is.
tell I've done my research. I don't really know if this is it's definitely going to be more podcasty, but
Yeah.
this is obviously just going to be just a conversation. For those that don't know, I did participate in a couple of Crunchy Island races, and I did win my inaugural one that I won for, I think it was Audi. And ever since then, even before then, I was super interested in these races. And we were actually talking about this before. One of the first races that you did was for Raymond, who at the time was like the most popular villager. And I remember you posted the solution video on YouTube, and I was like, okay, I've gotten a few subscribers now. Maybe I have a name. I'm just gonna type a comment here like, oh man. Good solution. Oh, I love these races. And I was like, okay, maybe people will recognize me, and then maybe that will like get him to notice me. Maybe I can then get in on one of these races.
Did you tell a viewer to like respond to your comment saying, "I would love to see Ryan in a race"?
No.
Oh, okay.
I kind of just like lit the match, threw it out, and I was like, I'm just gonna let that see what happens. And I figured maybe you knew what I was doing.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, I knew. Yeah, for sure.
I don't think anybody was beyond that if they had seen that, but yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, I told like my community to go comment on Brie Larson's YouTube video, like recommending trying to get Brie Larson to play.
Wait, hold on. So it was more okay. So if you don't know, Sam at one point even tried to coerce T-Pain into. Okay, so you more than just T-Pain. You tried Brie Larson as well too?
Oh yeah. As soon as because
God.
Brie Larson was starting a YouTube channel, that was gonna be like an Animal Crossing YouTube channel, and so I was asking everyone. I was like, "Yo, please go, just like spam the comments, like telling her to do a Crunchy race," and like she never responded, or people never responded, but T-Pain did. He was like, "Yeah, I'm scared. I'm not gonna do it."
He did it live too. I remember there was a clip circulating of him saying like, I can't do it. I've seen those Crunchy Island races before, man. Was that crazy for you, or was that just like,
oh yeah, that was wild.
I couldn't believe it. I was like, he actually got T-Pain to say Crunchy Island in a coherent sentence.
yeah, for real. Like he remembered it.
So these full island mazes, man. I mean, like if someone were to have an opportunity to like talk to you, they'd be like, what is this? Like, how did this whole idea come about? I don't know if like, go ahead. Like, what happened?
Okay, so the fact that it's a dumb, like, why would anyone do this idea is the main appeal to me. Just because it's kind of like dumb. And the idea started as something even dumber, which was, I mean, the pandemic hit. All I was doing was playing Animal Crossing. I looked up like item duplication glitches and stuff, and that led me to like Abdallah, and I saw Abdallah was playing Animal Crossing live, and that is what introduced me to the entire streaming world. And so I was playing Animal Crossing, watching these like live videos, and I like had an idea to like bring all like streamers together and tell them each like, hey, I have Raymond, because I know how like popular Raymond was.
Right.
So the plan was just to get Raymond, invite streamers to the island, not even tell them that they're doing a race, and then say, hey, yeah, first person to get to his house, like, just gets him. And then the maze was supposed to be, like, basically impossible to complete. Like, no one was supposed to get to Raymond's house at all.
It was supposed to be just like a gag island.
Yeah, basically it was supposed to be just like one troll type of thing. That was like how the idea started, but then I brought that to Lauren, the lovely young lady I was dating at the time, and she wanted it to be fair. She was like, it's not, there's no point in doing it unless it's going to be fair. And I mean, hindsight, that was obviously the way better like idea, but like
Right.
if we were going to like create something out of it, which I wasn't planning on. But then the day of the race, Abdallah was like, hey, like what channel do I like, what's the link to your channel that I can promote? And I'm like, oh wow, okay, maybe I should probably like make a channel. And then I made a channel that day as like a just in case, and that was Crunchy Island.
Crazy. So I mean, you were never really into the whole like streamer sphere, Twitter, like not Twitter,
No.
Twitch, and like really.
Yeah, I'm very new. I was very new to Discord. I didn't have a Discord account until like the pandemic.
Which is like probably a lot of people.
Yeah.
I mean, shoot.
Yeah. I literally just changed the name to like Race for Raymond as like a way to like contact all these people.
Jeez. See, the way that it was laid out to me, it seemed like either you had some insider knowledge about how terraforming worked and you were able to get ahead of this and be able to think of this ahead of time. But the way that the timeline is to me is Animal Crossing said, hey, you can do terraforming. And you were like, hey, there's this game. Let me look up some cool, like, what can people do on it kind of thing.
Right.
And that's how you found Abdallah. And that's so crazy to me, man. Like, so are you even a gamer at all? Like before Animal Crossing?
Kind of, not really. No.
And I hate to use that term in a way that, because I feel like
I feel you. I mean, I know it's like a spectrum, and I think that I am on the spectrum, like toward, I don't know. I wouldn't call myself as much of a gamer as a lot of other gamers that I know would. So I grew up playing, the Mario games, and everything, like some SSX Tricky, some Kingdom Hearts, but then overall I stopped playing video games while waiting for them to put out Kingdom Hearts 3 for 10 years or whatever.
Okay.
So basically I just didn't play video games for I don't know, 5 to 8 years. And then I got super into Rocket League. Then I got into Breath of the Wild. And then Animal Crossing. I was anticipating Animal Crossing because I played that when I was a kid. And I was just ready for Animal Crossing. I bought a Switch because I knew Animal Crossing was coming out. But
hey, dude, shout out to everybody who bought a Switch during the freaking pandemic to play Animal Crossing. That was a lot of people. Did you buy were you able to get the special Animal Crossing Switch?
Oh yeah, I pre-ordered it. Yeah, before the pandemic was a thing.
Nice. I had already had a Switch, but once Animal Crossing was doing well, I bought a secondary Switch off Craigslist when it was really awful to find them. Like you just couldn't find them anywhere. But then a month later, Target was restocking all the shelves, and I was like, oh, thanks, appreciate it.
And now you got your Craigslist Switch.
Exactly. For $100 over asking.
Oh no.
That's all good though. That's all good. It was okay. Gave me chillin', which I used for a little bit. So the reason I asked about your gaming background was because when it comes to full island mazes like this, I would suspect that someone would have a history in things like Minecraft, where it's just all blocks and stuff like that. But you were just like you didn't even know what you could or couldn't do. You just decided to do it, and then it ended up working out.
Well, yeah, I think that by the time I had the idea, I was literally, dude, during the pandemic, I would wake up, I would have 18-hour days of just straight Animal Crossing. I quickly got acquainted with all the mechanics and everything, and just kind of experimented as I went. The first race was draft 5 of these mazes.
Jeez.
There's 4 other islands that no one will ever see because I just already demolished them.
That is so crazy. I have to ask, so you say 18-hour days, right? I mean, you're obviously, it's not taking 18 hours to finish one maze, and that was draft 5. So, how many man hours would you say it took for you to actually complete one race before you put it in front of us, the racers and competitors?
Probably I think like 600 hours probably.
God,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
600 hours. I
Yeah.
just could not fathom someone who doesn't have like a major gaming background, at least in something like Minecraft,
Yeah.
to do something like this. And you've done it now. I don't even know how many times you've done it now. Have you even kept track?
No, but someone has, and I think like 17 or 18 mazes, I think.
What in the
Yeah.
world? I remember the Mario race one was a kind of a
Oh
collaboration
yeah.
one that you did, but that one was multi-leveled. It was dream addressed
Yeah.
up. I mean, it was like a whole event. I mean, I don't really even understand what could even go into planning something like that. As someone who's only raced in it and has been just, just furious at how things are set up, I couldn't imagine what goes into actually thinking of that kind of stuff. And so you don't have any history in making puzzles or anything like that before this.
No, not even a little bit. No.
Did you even play any of the older Animal Crossing games?
Yeah, I didn't play Wild World for the DS. I didn't play it. I played for GameCube.
You played for the game. Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
And that was basically the last one.
Yeah.
Any Pocket Camp? Which I know it's
I
basically
played a little bit. I played like a week of Pocket Camp, like in early 2020, while waiting for New Horizons. But no, it's not it.
yeah, everybody downloaded it, and I'm guilty of like that thing where I download a game, I play it for about 2 days, and then I delete it, and then a month later, I'm like, maybe I didn't give that the good college try that I should have.
Yeah,
And I re-download it, and then 2 days later, I'm like, why do
Yeah.
you think Pocket Camp over New Horizons in regards to Nintendo's attention? Do you think it's literally just because it's a mobile game, and like without
Yeah.
knowing the numbers, it's probably like raking in like so much cash for them?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that, and I think it's all of these Nintendo putting their hand in the mobile app world, and they're certainly making a buttload off of Mario Kart Tour with like the rupees. It's way more incentivized, but I mean, people love the outfits and the designs and the skins and all that. They're for sure making a lot off of Pocket Camp.
Are you a sucker for that kind of stuff, for like the skins and stuff like that generally?
Not for not for Pocket Camp, but I was once a Mario Kart Tour whale.
A whale, if for those that may not be familiar with the term, refers to someone who, when it comes to mobile games, is like the person that the company wants to target the most. They are the ones who drop hundreds of dollars on the game for the latest banner that's available, for the latest boxes that are open. Like, that's what a whale is. I used to be a whale for a game called Puzzle and Dragons, which is it's a gotcha game. It's literally in the name.
Yeah.
But they would have all these cool collaborations with like Yu-Gi-Oh and Monster Hunter, and I was like, okay, this is really cool. And so you'd roll on all these different characters, and of course, because they would always change the statistics, certain characters would then become better. So you have to keep up.
God.
It's awful, man. I tried Mario Kart Tour, and it was so different from regular Mario Kart that I just couldn't do it, which is why I couldn't do Pocket Camp either. Even though like Animal Crossing, when you think about Pocket Camp, what is Pocket Camp other than just the DS version of Animal Crossing repackaged for your mobile phone?
Yeah. Wow. True.
But I can't do it for some reason. It's not the same. If it's on the DS, it's fine. But if the touchscreen application is moved to just my cell phone, I think I just am like, I can't bring myself to log into this thing every day. I don't know.
It doesn't feel right. I don't know. For me, I don't like it.
Are you someone who logs into Animal Crossing still every day, or not really?
No.
I've never really viewed you as an Animal Crossing player, more like an Animal Crossing exploiter, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, and I was a player when I said like 18-hour days earlier, that was before I came up with the idea. Like that was me like playing the game, like wanting like all the flowers and all that, like everything, like and then like I kept doing that like with building them. But like, yeah, I loved Animal Crossing. But like, I mean, yeah, the exploiting it and making all of these mazes and everything like has for sure burnt me out on it since. So yeah, I don't log in every day.
600-hour mazes. Can I remind everybody? 600-hour mazes. I think the number was 17.
And now that's cut down to like, I think I can make one in like 100 hours, just because I know a lot of like corners to cut and all that
you know
stuff,
the intricacies of how the items interact with each other and stuff like that now. Yeah, there was a lot of testing, like especially when the Mario ones came out. I remember the amount of pipe testing we were all doing to see what was possible for all of our builds and all our designs and stuff like that was kind of crazy.
Exactly.
Has there been an update to the game that for you, I guess whether it be for your mazes, like was there an update that was the biggest game changer? I have to imagine that it was the Mario one.
Well, that and the Dream Address one was great. I mean, I know that there's like a couple, like you can't craft in the Dream Addresses. So like it's like kind of a different, you have to do different mechanics with it. But like the Dream Addresses made it so everybody can like play all the time. Like that was the one thing that like, yeah, like, I mean, like you said, like people, like a lot of people really wanted to like play in these races. And before Dream Addresses, they would have had to get an invite, which would mean they would have to be like chosen from
2020 that was like getting the golden ticket.
Hours. Right. Because like, I mean, I'm spending 600 hours on each thing and then 4 people get to participate in that thing. And then it's like 600 hours later. So it's like not an infinite thing. So like with the Dream Addresses, they reset themselves. You go there with your empty pockets, which is huge. They did not have to do that. Like make it so you're going to these Dream Addresses without any tools. So that one was huge. And then the Mario one was awesome. Yeah. With the warp pipes too. That's a close second, but that one, the Mario one's maybe more special. Like we knew that would be like more special, which is why I wanted to get like,
I see,
like the collaborative, like 4 island maze.
Gotcha. Speaking of like making these mazes, you say, oh, I can probably make one in about 100 hours now because of, you know, kind of how it works now. But
yeah,
I wonder, I struggle with starting stuff. I mean, you're making a maze. Do you start? How do you start? Like, do you start from the end? Do you start from the beginning and then it somehow snakes its way to the end? Or how does that whole process work?
I start on, or as of like the 3rd maze that I did, I started on Happy Island Designer, like on like the Chrome like web app.
Okay.
So I'll like blueprint it out there, and then I'll just do the bulk of the terraforming, and then I'll just decorate all of it with like the pre-planned, like, okay, this section will be decorated with trees and this and that, and you can like hop over these things.
Oh, interesting.
Like, so yeah, I'll like plan it all out before I'll actually build it. So I'll like really just blueprint it out, map it out in Happy Island Designer, and then just execute.
Dang, I never really thought about that. You really, your mazes really are just kind of subsections of each individual type of challenge that you're introducing to all the players. If anything, man, you could have like had a library of like, and maybe you already had this, a library of different sections. Then you just kind of like even like roll a dice and be like, all right, what's this maze going to be?
Right.
All right, bottom right's going to be this one. Bottom left's going to be that one. Cool.
Exactly.
That's awesome. Yeah, because like I think generally speaking, if you were to take any component of a maze race that like I participated in and like threw it into another maze race, I don't really think that there would be too much discrepancy between like, whoa, this one feels totally different. Like that was kind of the point. Some of them had their themes, like you had bamboo themes and stuff.
Yeah.
But I mean, that can easily, that can be shoehorned into anything.
Of course. Yeah. Easily. Yeah, it could. Yeah, and they were for sure. We visually, like I wanted like these mazes to look different. So like we wanted one to be like all desert thing, bamboo. Man. Like so like yeah, I would just do whatever I could to make each of them look different, even though we were kind of using the same mechanics, like with the simple panels and stuff.
I wanted to thank you, by the way, for creating what is apparently the most coherent multiplayer experience that this game has to offer. I mean, we have done, I've seen so many of us try, we've done like musical chairs, we've tried to do like mini game islands, a lot of us do fashion shows and stuff like that, but I think it's not difficult to see that a lot of us are really frustrated at the lack of a general multiplayer experience. And I don't think that was something that you had in mind when you were getting ready to do this. I think you were just like, there's multiplayer capability. We'll just figure it out.
Right.
would that have caused you to play the game in more of a natural sense if there was like multiplayer capability? I'm talking like,
Oh yeah.
we thought, like Angela and I thought we could design our own island together, and I think a
Right.
lot of people thought that.
Probably, yeah. I probably wouldn't have had the idea if there was already like a suitable maybe I would have. I don't know, because I wasn't really trying to bring a solution to a problem I had discovered. I knew that online play was boring. I mean, you go to someone's island and then like you just stand there or
You
like
just kind
walk
of run around and hit each other with nets.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
But I wasn't like trying to solve that or anything. I was just kind of trying to troll. Like I had pictured a stream where people were really frustrated and like while playing Animal Crossing, because I haven't
exactly
seen
what you
anyone.
got.
Yeah, yeah.
Exactly what you got. Yeah, man. We really appreciate it, and I think the general Animal Crossing community appreciates it as well too. Just because, you know, it is interesting. You were able to turn this freaking game into an esport. Makes zero sense that you were able to do all that, and yet you absolutely did, and that's awesome.
Man.
I wanted to ask you. So you recently did a face reveal. For a long time, nobody knew what you looked like. We all just knew what you sounded like, and that voice was synonymous with Crunchy Island and full island mazes. That's crazy. Yeah. And that's it. Recently, though, you decided to go on Twitch and you decided to not only show your face, but I've been calling you Sam this whole time. For those that don't know, Crunchy Island's real name, Sam. He recently revealed that on stream as well, too. But you also revealed something that I thought was really interesting, was you have a vast background, apparently, in the music industry. But not just like a janitor at Studio 67 and like, you know, Los Angeles or something. Like, you actually have... Do you have like actual like credentials on stuff like that? Or
I do, not on any like movies or anything, but I have done like some commercials, a lot of music videos. I have mostly directed, I mean, over like 100 music videos at this point.
I guess with the curiosity of Twitch live streaming, did that ever take precedence at some point, given how often you were working on these islands? Or what was work like for you given the pandemic? And
well, yeah, that's the thing. I mean, the music industry, I mean, it was already kind of crumbling, but then the pandemic hit and just really washed it all away. There was no one in music was trying to do anything. So I wasn't even like trying to find any work. I just figured like eventually people will reach out when they've got monies. But I wasn't really doing much of anything except for just playing Animal Crossing. I was kind of pumped. I'm like, okay, cool. Like I'm not going to be offered any work. I can just play Animal Crossing. And then
gotcha.
Got like way too into it.
God, man, didn't we all?
Yeah.
I don't even know where I would be if I didn't invest so much in Animal Crossing.
Yeah,
but
same.
I'm so glad that I did.
Yeah, me too.
So do you generally, when it comes to the music work, is that so you are the one who's out there seeking for work, or have you gotten kind of a name for yourself that people sometimes even come looking for you?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't sought work in maybe 4 or 5 years.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Well, there's just, I mean, you do enough gigs and then there's like a word of mouth thing. And like, I live in Nashville, which is very like, everybody kind of knows everybody. So then whenever somebody moves to Nashville, they're like, oh, go to our guy Sam. And then, you know.
For music stuff. If you need him.
Exactly.
It's our guy Sam down there.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. So, I mean, how did you always want to do music then?
I did. I didn't know that I could when I was like a kid. Like the closest that I thought, like my dream was to like build websites for bands.
Really?
Yeah. And
dang, that's it. Just building the website for them.
Yeah. Because just of how like cool MySpace was, I'm like, oh, eventually every band's gonna have their own website. And like so like I made a couple, and then after like 2 months, and then eventually started doing like photography
Well, like on GeoCities or something.
What's that?
GeoCity? You don't remember GeoCity? GeoCities was, I can't remember who owned it, but GeoCities was a way for us all to make like free websites.
Oh.
It would be the most simplistic form of website creation, but you can get a little crazy with it if you understood how to like make a website and how to code and stuff like that with JavaScript and stuff. I don't know. I'm sure
No,
someone will correct me, but what did you use for making websites then?
I used a Dreamweaver. Adobe.
Dreamweaver.
Yeah, it was an Adobe. I think that
Oh,
still
you had a
exists.
See, I was
Yeah, it's like for HTML, like coding and stuff. It was like the same stuff. Remember, like MySpace, people could code their own pages.
yeah, that's kind of different though. That's not a program. You had a program and you had to like make something on there to then export it to a website. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I did that, but it was kind of done internally. I would change something and MySpace on its end would go, okay, that's changed. Here's the output. But like doing it on a program, which is independent of the internet, I when I was a kid, I was so confused as to how you would get something you created from a separate program onto the website.
Oh,
via code.
yeah.
I thought, so here's how crazy that thought gets. I thought that if I copied and pasted the code for Habbo Hotel, that I could make my own version of Habbo Hotel by simply changing it and saving it to my computer. I want to ask you a really random question. Earlier today, you and I agreed to do this conversation in EST, and neither of us lives in EST. What's up? What's up with that?
I don't know why I speak in EST. I've been doing that as Crunchy. I've been speaking in EST this entire time, like since like as Crunchy for some reason. Because I live in CST and no one even like that makes people think more, you know?
If
like
anything, they even like think you made it up.
Right, exactly. Yeah, I hardly even know what it is. Are you in PST?
So Arizona is really weird in that I can't remember. So in spring, is it daylight savings time is turning, like, is it on or are we coming off? Yeah, I'm on PST right now. But in the fall, when everybody falls back, Arizona stays PST, and because of that, California and all the West Coast keep their PST, and we just end up becoming what is basically MST.
I regret asking, dude. I hate knowing that. That's so dumb.
But I wanted to ask you because I get that. I got asked that question a lot during live streams. Why do you always talk in EST? You live in Arizona. And I always felt so kind of weird for saying, like, I'm not quite sure. I just, like you, I figure it's easier because most everything is done EST.
Yeah. I think that everyone knows how their local time zone relates to EST.
Yeah, and it's super easy too, right? Nobody's going to remember how to like correlate their time zone to PST.
Right,
it's too late. We are all EST at this point.
Yeah, totally.
I'm gonna ask you some general Animal Crossing questions. Then, I think that a lot of people like if I decide to keep this going, a lot of people may just want to know this random stuff about
for sure.
about some people. So here we go. It's gonna be kind of like a lightning round kind of thing.
Yeah.
So, who is your favorite Animal Crossing villager?
Zucker. He's so cute. He looks so yummy, dude.
Takoyaki.
And he's so funny. Everything he says is so funny. And like, I know that the it's for all the lazies, but like the dialogue with his face just works the best for me.
Yep. That's me whenever someone asks me why I love Lyman. I'm like, I don't know, man. Yeah, he has the same dialogue as Dom, but it's just how he looks. And he's always there from the beginning, you know?
Exactly.
Who's your least favorite villager?
Diva.
You had that ready to go?
Yeah.
Why?
Because I hate her.
Because what is it, her face?
That's why I was putting in 18-hour days to try to get rid of her. She wouldn't want to leave.
That's right. I forgot that you had to do the whole time travel nonsense to get out villagers and stuff too. Every time you needed to get, so you would have to kick out villagers and then hunt for the villager that we were racing for, right?
Yeah.
Why would you not just use like Nookazon?
I did for some.
Okay.
But not for sometimes I did, but most of the time I didn't. Anytime it was streaming related, I just searched myself. But
yeah.
Like Nookazon, I tried to find a Raymond on Nookazon, but he was just way too many tickets. I wasn't as loaded in Animal Crossing as I am now.
Yeah.
Now I can just poof items. I have one of the magic switches, so I can just like go to another island and like poof myself all the items I'll need for the race.
Wait, you have a hack switch? Or
yes, sir.
People don't call it that. I've noticed that. You called it a magic switch. Everyone calls it a magic switch. Is it just because is calling it a hacked switch like is that like negative connotation?
I guess so. I mean, people I've only heard it referred to as like a magic switch or a spicy switch, and and I don't know why.
I think
it's
all
probably
just
to
staying
make
away from that word.
Exactly. They're just
nobody wants to say it's a hacked switch.
Right, exactly. People are opinionated on the on like the use of them at all. You know, like I mean, there's so many like counterfeit. No doubt, 90% of the Nook Mile tickets in circulation are counterfeit. They're
Oh no,
poofed in.
Not the Nook Miles in circulation.
For sure. There's no way
everybody-
that they were all printed out from those machines. It's not like no one's spamming A on those machines anymore. They're trading.
So you're saying everybody who's listening to this right now has a counterfeit Nook Mile somewhere in their
Absolutely.
transaction history?
If
Oh
they've-
my gosh.
Yeah, if they've ever dropped or picked up Nook Mile tickets on another island, there's a very good chance that they were just poofed in. They're just code.
I didn't think you could just poof them in like that.
Oh my gosh! I could fly to your island and drop you more than 40 items.
Really?
Yeah, I could drop you literally hundreds and hundreds of items.
I don't really know the capacity of spicy switches at this point. I've only ever seen like people do like the star fragment, or not the star fragment trees, but you know, like the hacked tree items and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, I've never.
I guess
done
I
that.
didn't really know. So you basically have a Game Shark right now.
Kind of, yeah.
Do you have like a favorite NPC that you wish was in New Horizons that isn't now, or
I don't know. I mean, I love red. I've been pumped as soon as they put red in.
Me too.
I've just been like, all right, that's all I really need.
It is odd that the line was drawn at Brewster though. And
Yeah.
I don't know if you had any particular feelings about that whole conversation. I've kind of said my piece about it on this channel, but
The whole time I didn't get it. I did not understand the Brewster hype. I have been very vocal about it. About, hey, when everyone was begging for Brewster, I'm like, what is he gonna do? Like he doesn't do much. It's a room to go in and watch an animation of you sipping coffee, and he gives you some stuff if you do it enough. But like, it's not much. He doesn't do anything. Like,
if anything,
Cap'n
Able
is way
Sisters
better.
is still, Cap'n is better. Able Sisters, given that,
Yes.
Able Sisters is actually still more relevant than Brewster's is.
100%.
And not Brewster's, the Roost. But that's not to say like the Roost wasn't a bad addition. I think that it's just that, the only thing that it could have added for me that would have been significant was the ability to work there. But even then, like, would you really be doing anything different other than just standing there and pressing A whenever a new character walks up to you?
True.
Like, no.
Yeah.
The excitement of seeing a different animation is really the only thing that like I would get out of that. But even then,
Definitely.
eventually I would get tired of work. I'd be like, okay,
For sure.
I'm not gonna come do this anymore. I see the same like 4 villagers every time. This just can't be it.
Right. No. Yeah, no way.
Do you think there's gonna be any other updates really?
No. They'll be like minuscule, if any. They'll be like really minuscule. And if they're even adding any new items to the game, they'll be like for some kind of a holiday, like just new like holiday updates. Like,
Oh, of course, just
little
like, hey,
teeny
it's
tiny
Christmas
things.
again.
yeah, here's like another, here's some more mitts.
I was super bummed about not getting a year 2 cake.
Yeah, that is odd. I think that was our big like clue as to us not getting much more stuff, because if they give us a year 2 cake, then we should expect a year 3 cake.
Yeah.
But they did not give us the year 2, so we should absolutely not expect new items by year 3.
Right. And I think I didn't like when that happened, I didn't want to say anything like that, but like I truly felt once we didn't get a year 2 cake that, oh man, that's kind of it. I talked recently in one of my most recent videos about what did Nintendo mean when they said we plan on keeping this game updated for 2 to 3 years? Were they meaning like just having more items? Were they meaning all the events and stuff like that? And I think even just not getting a year 2 cake, I was like, you know, it was already pretty ambiguous what that meant. I really don't know what this means anymore.
Yeah. I mean, I think the 2.0 update really was them like completing the game. But like, I don't know.
like it, yeah.
I could be completely wrong on this, but like I do think that it's probably it, because they added so many items. I think that any updates now will be like server maintenance,
Bug updates,
Yeah.
bug fixes, all that good stuff.
Totally.
Yeah. New stuff gets introduced, they have to fix something. Easy as that.
Yeah.
So I guess then the last question I would really have for you then is, Well, this, I guess, and it's two-part question. So terraforming is a brand new thing to the Animal Crossing series, right?
Yeah.
We've never had the ability to do it to this extent. So
Yeah.
much so that I truly believe that this game was finished the moment they said we can introduce terraforming to this, because
Yeah.
they wanted to make sure that the player had enough room to do stuff, and introducing too many buildings probably would have hindered that in some capacity.
Yeah, totally.
And I've always believed that this game is an island designer game first, and a pseudo. It just kind of has an Animal Crossing skin on it,
Yeah.
and that's fine. But with that in mind, do you think that this is something that they keep for the next Animal Crossing game? And if so, I mean, let's say new console comes out in 2-3 years for Nintendo, the next Animal Crossing in Space comes out, and you can design your own planet.
Yeah.
Is Crunchy Planet gonna be a thing?
Oh, for sure. I mean, I'm definitely going to be.
Yeah.
I'm going to look as soon as there's any news on new Animal Crossing games. First of all, terraforming is definitely going to be involved. They can't
You think so?
They can't not give us that feature. If they've already given it to us in a previous Animal Crossing game, they've got to. And terraforming is such a huge part of it, and
It brought
all
a
of
lot
these
of people in.
Yeah, exactly. And all of these Animal Crossing games are about like town building, so it would always remain on theme. Just if we're like eliminating the island theme and going back to like a town or city or something like that, we're always going to have terraforming, and it's probably going to be like on a bigger scale, with like probably whatever the newer console is going to be. But yeah, I'm like, as soon as there's any Animal Crossing news, I'm going to look into what might be possible with that game and like get started as soon as that game like comes out, like, and see what can be done.
Yeah, every time there's something new, I think a lot of us got to the point where we were like, what is Crunchy Island gonna do with this now? It's like when the whoopee cushions came out. When the whoopee cushions came out, the first thing I was like, I already know Sam's he's gonna ask everybody to like give him like 1 billion whoopee cushions, and instead of sitting on chairs, it's just gonna be entire, because those races are not short. It's like 3 hours long, and it's just like, oh my god.
I love the ladders. The ladders were huge recently.
Like the vines and stuff, the permanent ladders you can place them against the walls. That was a game changer, I will say.
Putting them like on the back of a pillar, so like you can't even really like find them. That was great.
Would it be awful of me to go ahead and just like throw my name into the ring for one of the first competitors for the next Crunchy Island race for the next game?
Not at all. Yeah, we'll make it happen.
We'll make it happen. Sure. Sounds good. Well, otherwise, man, I appreciate your time. I don't really have anything else unless there was anything you wanted to talk about or say. Floor is open. I'm down to keep this going for as long as you want.
I just wanted to take this time. I don't even know where I was going with it, but no, I appreciate being here and being invited to this. And both Wilbo and Blaine also want to start podcasts and have invited me to talk to them too. And neither of them have gone through with it. So you're gonna get the credit. You're gonna be like, they're gonna be seen as copying you. So I'm really excited to be a part of that.
Thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. Do we keep that in there?
Yeah.
We'll find out. We'll find. Okay.
If we
kept it in there, then people will hear this part right here too.
Exactly.
So Wilbo, Blaine,
better. Don't copy, dude.
So I mean, what's next for you, man? Where can people find you if they're interested in checking you out at this point? I know you don't really do full island mazes anymore, but like, where can people find you? What are you doing?
They're doing a lot less island mazes. I may still do one every once in a while. I should be doing one sometime kind of soon. But yeah, you can find me at youtube.com/crunchyisland. And also twitch.tv/crunchyisland, and that's where I am.
Thank you so much, man. Be sure to check out all of Sam's links in the description down below, everybody. Thank you so much for watching and listening. I appreciate it very much. Have a wonderful day, and we will see you next time. Take care.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you so much, man.
Yeah, dude, of course.